Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, clad entirely in black and looking a little bit like The Cure's Robert Smith, as we gather to mourn the tragically short career of Simo Hayuha in XCOM: The Long War. And, of course, when I say I look a little like The Cure's Robert Smith, I mean 1990s Robert Smith, not current-day Robert Smith, because current-day Robert Smith looks a lot like a sad, bloated circus clown who's slowly dying of cirrhosis caused by the constant drinking required to dull the pain of being a circus clown. But, I guess that's sort of beside the point. We're not here to eulogize perfectly serviceable goth rock bands. We're here to eulogize Simo Hayuha, the White Death and history's greatest sniper. Though not necessarily XCOM's greatest sniper. Technically, I suppose he still holds the title since he's the only sniper we've ever had, but with only 3 kills on 2 missions, I have to suspect that Simo won't be retaining that title for any length of time. I mean, it's going to be tough to defend the title considering he's dead. And that pretty much completes our eulogy. Simo wasn't even alive for a half hour after all. I mean, he oozed out of the resurrection chamber, jumped into a Sky Ranger, then jumped out of a Sky Ranger, shot a couple aliens, and then got his head splattered across the Nigerian wilderness like a Jackson Pollock painting. And that was pretty much it. I mean, that was his whole life. The poor bastard didn't even survive long enough to have to take a piss. It's pretty sad, really. But nothing left to do here, I suppose, but bid Simo a fond farewell. So good day to you, sir. Your service is appreciated, and while I would like to make some kind of dramatic and moving statement about the gifts that you have provided humanity, I can't, because you really sort of didn't. Anyway, I'm going to head down to the resurrection chamber, see if we've got any new soldiers. Maybe Dr. Valen has cooked up someone to replace Simo and, well, challenge him for the title of XCOM's greatest sniper. That's the kind of title fight you want to get, folks, because it's going to be an easy win. All right, let's see who we've got here. Pierre Fournier. All right, well, I don't think this is Pierre Fournier per se. It doesn't really look like a Pierre to me. Steely-eyed gaze. That's a determined glare right there, folks. That is a man of extraordinary will. Gray hair. Looks like he would sacrifice just about anything to complete his objective. An eye, an arm, his life. You know who this is? This is Horatio Nelson. The Hornblower. The Admiral. His name is not Horatio, it's Horatio. I'm an idiot. Anyway, it's Admiral Nelson. Good old Horatio Nelson. Normally found standing atop a column, of course, but in this particular instance, not standing atop a column, actually going into service once again for Queen and Country, though we're actually stationed in Nigeria and we don't have a Queen. I nevertheless feel that Horatio will provide some solid performance for us. I mean, come on, this is the guy who pretty much won every naval battle in the history of the universe, if you buy into sort of his hype. And that's not to say it's all hype. He may have, in fact, won every naval battle in the history of the universe. I don't honestly know. I'm not a huge Horatio Nelson aficionado. One historical figure about which I don't know a great deal, other than the fact that he got hurt a lot. Let's hope this Horatio Nelson perhaps has a little better fate than his real-life counterpart, or rather his original version, being as this is his reincarnation. Let's hope karma's a little better to him this time and he gets a little luckier. We're going to make Horatio a gunner because, I mean, shit, it seems appropriate. The man sank 1,000 ships. This guy's going to sink 1,000 aliens. Stands to reason. Who else is on the block then, now that we've got Admiral Nelson aboard? Margaret Thatcher, I know, is going to be quite pleased to see old Horatio at her side. That's the nice dynamic duo. Although I can't help but notice that this Horatio was Canadian, but I digress. We just found the most genetically compatible version. The nationality is really irrelevant to us. And look at this badass. This is a burly son of a bitch right here. Look at that. Especially that mustache. That is some sweet-ass, stank-ass mustache right there. Nothing says virile like a big, burly caterpillar crawling across your upper lip. This is a very, very serious man. Look at him. Good goddamn, I want to have his babies. Alright, you know who this is? Just looking at him kind of fills me with half of a man chub, so I think we've got Teddy Roosevelt here. In fact, I don't even think it's close. This is definitely Theodore Roosevelt. Of course, we're going with the more Teddy nickname just because Theodore is a little overly formal. So, old Teddy here is going to be leading the charge. Teddy, of course, just like he led the charge up San Juan Hill, this guy will not be afraid to charge any alien position. And as such, I think an assault trooper, really the perfect pick for old Teddy there. So Theodore is ready to roll. And also Market Toys. I mean, once the XCOM project has saved the universe once again, or rather at least the Earth, from alien invasion, we've got a whole line of Teddy Roosevelt action figures, Teddy Roosevelt action figure bears, Teddy bears with guns that kill Teddy aliens. It's a whole entire merchandising fucking franchise right there based off just this one badass son of a bitch. Welcome aboard, Theodore. Glad to have one of history's greatest madmen lunatic presidents on board. This is a guy who once kept a badger that someone threw at him during a campaign speech. That's not a joke. Teddy Roosevelt actually had a pet badger that someone threw at him while he was campaigning. Who else is on our list, though? Got old Alice Mackenzie here. Let's take a look at Alice. Blonde hair. Nice olive-hued skin. She speaks Spanish. Interesting. Alright, so clearly, once again, we've got another genetic flaw in our trooper where the overriding power of the DNA infused into our private, into our volunteer, has completely overridden their language centers and refused them. This trooper refuses to speak anything but Spanish. And as such, you know who I think we're looking at here? Blonde hair, ready to sacrifice herself for the greater good? This is Ava Perón. That's right. Don't cry for her, folks. She's back in action. Argentina be damned. They need not weep any longer. Ava Perón has returned to fight the good fight. Welcome back, Ava. And I think for Ava, of course, she is clearly a scout. She was a pioneer, a leader for women's rights, equal rights, and voting rights for the downtrodden. A champion of charities, orphans, the weak, the disenfranchised. It's good to see her once again blazing the trail for all of humanity, since we are currently the disenfranchised in this particular campaign. Welcome back, Ava. Let's hope, let's hope things go a little better for you this time so that we need not cry for you. This time it'll be the world, though, not just Argentina. Who else have we got here? Mumthas Haimon? Alright then. Taking a look at this gal. You have a very masculine face, ma'am. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying you're fucking lantern-jawed like a superhero. I mean, shit. Martian Manhunter would be jealous of that jaw. You look like you could really take a punch. It looks like you actually may have taken a few punches, in fact. But, as such, I think I know who we are. Sort of a stern demeanor, but you look dependable and solid. This is Eleanor Roosevelt. So we're getting most of the Roosevelt clan here. Now, of course, Eleanor wasn't originally a Roosevelt, but I think she counts. She married in. When you marry in, they transfuse a little of your husband's or wife's blood, depending on which way you go with that. But once you marry into a family, I mean, that shit's forever. That doesn't go away. This is Eleanor Roosevelt. Sturdy, solid, dependable Eleanor Roosevelt. No nonsense, and that's exactly what we expect out of Eleanor here. And clearly, we've got a no-nonsense sort of demeanor. Another assault trooper for us here. Eleanor Roosevelt and Teddy ready to form a Titanic Roosevelt team, storming some alien positions and shotgunning those bitches into chunks of goo. Should be quite impressive. Welcome aboard, Eleanor. We're glad to have you, and that just leaves us one more volunteer, rather. And that's old Tamara Charkviani, who is done cooking. Who have we got here? Alright, so, sort of pale-complected, hair, kind of a blank stare. Ma'am, can you see us, ma'am? Your eyes don't appear to be... Oh my god. Dr. Valen, why would you do this? This is the cruelest thing in all of history. This is horrible. Why would you pick this person's DNA and make them an XCOM trooper? What the hell is wrong with you? Oh, Dr. Valen is a sick, twisted fuck. This is Helen Keller. She has reincarnated Helen Keller to the XCOM project. Oh my god. She's blind and deaf. But still, despite those, decided disadvantages for a soldier, Helen Keller had gumption and chutzpah. I mean, she had the stick-to spirit that made her one of the most dramatic triumph stories in the history of the world. I mean, who else has overcome such adversity to become such a powerful and influential person? You know what? I think maybe Helen Keller is exactly what we need. She's going for that Zen thing, folks. She may be deaf and she may be blind, but not having hearing or sight is not going to stop Helen Keller from getting a job done. Let's figure out what Helen's job is going to be. I think clearly she's a sniper. Absolutely. Helen has other senses she can draw on. She doesn't need sight. She doesn't need hearing. She doesn't need to know where the enemy is to snipe them with the long-range rifle. She can sense them from over 1.5 miles away, and anything she can sense, Helen Keller can hit with a bullet. So welcome aboard, Helen Keller, sniper, in the most unlikely volunteer of all time, I suppose. All right then. Well, let's see how she does. I mean, this is who's probably going to take the title from Simo Hayuha, and man, is that one going to sting, Simo, buddy. That's going to be kind of humiliating when Helen Keller takes top sniper title from you. That's going to be rough. All right then. Anyway, we're going to get to scanning here, see if we can get a mission for these newly activated troopers. Looks like Helen and the team will not be having much of a chance to get in on this one. We got a small UFO coming in over Nigeria. Let's get some interceptors in the air. Deadstick is down for 5 days for repairs. Old Buck did get a kill for us last time. You know what? Let's start things off with old Buck here. Beady, beady, beady. Hey, Buck. I'm going to do it every time, and I hate myself more and more each time that I do it.
We're in pursuit.
Yeah, I'm still going to do it, though, despite the fact that my self-loathing will increase exponentially every time I make the tweaky sound.
We're getting eaten up here.
You did get eaten up there, but still, I got, you know, say what you want about Buck Rogers, but I may have to say, beady, 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 hey, Buck, every time, and seriously, my self-loathing just, it's scaling out of control every time I do it. But say what you want, the son of a bitch gets kills. I mean, there was a reason that Buck Rogers was a fighter pilot, astronaut / spacefaring hero. Clearly, he knows how to deal with interstellar craft, so maybe we should just play to Buck's strength, let him do what he's good at. We are definitely going to send a Sky Ranger out on this one, though. And I think on this team, we may sort of repeat our previous paradigm. Let's get 3 experienced troopers, and then we may go with triple rookie action as well. Let's see who's available here. So we've got Napoleon. Interesting choice. Jane Austen, of course, Mrs. Sensibility. We've got Joan of Arc. And we also have the lovely and vivacious Mark Twain. I think that's actually a pretty solid 4-man team. Do we send Napoleon to lead things, or do we send old Mark Twain? Now, theoretically, we could send all of them and then maybe just 2 promising rookies. It has potential, but that would leave us with no experienced troopers, and I can't help but notice that we don't have a medic either. I really don't like going on missions without a medic. I think we will hold back, and then we'll have let's send 3 experienced troopers. Let's leave Napoleon, Je suis Empereur, to lead our next mission, and we'll go with... Yeah, let's go with Jane Austen, Samuel Clemens, Joan of Arc, and 3 rookies. So let's get old Mark Twain in here. I don't know why I'm making items available. We actually don't have any items for anyone to be using that someone else might need, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Attack armor is good for old Sammy. I want Samuel Clemens well armored here. Gonna give him an assault rifle. Pistol's fine. We'll get rid of that AP grenade, though. Samuel does not need that. I think we'll just give him a battle scanner and a laser sight. Or would we rather give Sam a flashbang? That's an interesting... Actually, you know what? I don't think we're going to give him either. Let's give him high-capacity mags and a laser sight. Let's just start him out early. Let's get him trained up. These are the things we sort of like our infantry guys to carry. I don't see any reason to forego it. Let's get Samuel sort of acclimatized to what he's going to expect later in his career. We'll just start it now so that when things come about later, he's ready to roll. Gonna want a gunner. That gunner's gonna be Jane Sensible Austen here. Of course, with sense and sensibility. Jane knows a thing or two about how to handle a weapon. We're gonna give her... Do we want to go with the SAW, or do we want to go with the LMG? I think we'll go for the SAW for now. We'll give her the SAW. We're gonna give Janie a battle scanner. And actually, do we want Jane to have a... You know what? I think we'd be better off with a laser sight and probably a med kit, actually, for Jane. Let's do that. Let's go with the med kit and the laser sight. So we're going to give her the laser sight and a med kit. Just in case things go wrong, I don't mind having backup med kits, and I would like to have one on a trooper who, if somebody goes down, is less likely to panic. If we put all our med kits on rookies, we could lose a soldier to bleed out just from raw panic and the fact that they don't ever get a chance to do anything. Got old Joan of Arc here, who's ready to insert force and start getting things done. We're going to armor Jane a little bit more lightly. She's got 7 base health, or rather 6 base health, and an excellent foot speed, so we can get away with having a little less armor on Janie. We don't really need any of the aim-enhancing items, so she's going to be toting a flashbang and a battle scanner for us. And that's got old Joan d'Arc ready. Saint Joan, the Maid of Orleans, ready to go and once again rescue her people from a invading, occupying force. And with a Saint on our team, that just leaves us needing some rookies. So let's fill it out with 3 promising individuals. Wow, we got 3 pretty good ones right in a row. Chung Wong, actually quite strong, except for a little lower foot speed than we would necessarily like. But still, I think he's going to be a pretty strong addition to the team. Or she, rather. Sorry, Chung, I didn't mean to offend you. I also didn't mean to turn you on. I do that occasionally. Inadvertently, I'll turn someone on. It's a failing of mine. There's no excuse. I'm sorry. We are going to give her an assault rifle, a pistol. Let's go with battle scanner and laser sight for Chung. She's not exactly hugely fast, so the battle scanner's probably a little better for her than a med kit. And then we can back that up with Ferreira here. He's a little quicker on his feet, but not a lot quicker. Do we have anybody who's just really, really fast? Give me a really fast trooper. Ken Baker is fast as shit. He has a terrible health total, however. This guy is fantastic. This guy is all around solid. 4 health, 15 foot speed, 23 will, 67 aim. We're taking Taiwo here. Abu Bakar? Whatever, we're taking you on a mission because I like the cut of your fucking jib, fella. You're looking solid. So it's assault rifle for you, pistol. We'll leave you with that med kit. That AP grenade's got to go, though, buddy. We're going to give you a flashbang instead. Flashbangs have done some fine work for us. I'm using them a lot more than I did in our initial playthrough, and I think that may be one of the reasons why we've endured a number of fewer casualties because of employment of flashbangs. Who else have we got that looks reasonably good? Jan Sandberg does not look bad. Her defense is... it's... I want to say unacceptable, but that's not necessarily true. It's just below average. It's not really terrible. This guy is not good. Teodoro there. Clearly this guy wants to be Theodore Roosevelt, but I got news for you, sir. You are no fucking Teddy Roosevelt. Stefan Muller looks pretty solid, though. Let's take Stefan. Get him loaded out here. Fantastic foot speed. We'll leave him with the bulky armor. That's fine. Assault rifle, pistol, both good. We're going to go with, on this one, however, let's go for battle scanner. We want a battle scanner? Nah, let's skip the battle scanner. Let's go with laser sight and, again, flashbang. This guy's got a pretty good foot speed. We can get him into position to employ that flashbang with... Oh, you know what? Med kit instead. I like that better. As a speedy guy, he can be our other backup med kit. That'll be fine. So we got... How many flashbangs do we have? We have 2 flashbangs, 2 battle scanners, and 3 med kits. Do we really need 3 med kits? Probably not. Probably not. Let's give Stefan a flashbang. And, well, is it flashbang or battle? You know, I think a flashbang is probably better. Let's give him a flashbang instead. That's our team, though. So let's get stuck in. 3, I want to say veterans, but they're not actually veterans. Just 3 more experienced troopers and 3 rookies. This is sort of becoming our paradigm for these small UFOs.
Touching down.
Then again, I mean, they're being led into battle by fucking
Listen
Mark
up.
Twain.
We're going to be dropping
We're
a team
back
to the
on the
Nigerian
barn already.
interior
We're
for the next
repeating maps.
operation. It looks like we the alien crash
Once
site is in
again,
a remote
welcome
area,
to Wisconsin,
away from any
Nigeria,
major city
folks.
centers. We should
Wisconsin,
get down there and
Nigeria, of
secure the
course,
site
known
ASAP.
for its production of fine, sharp cheddar cheese. It is, in fact, the cheddar cheese capital of Africa. I would say the world, but there's actual Wisconsin, which is the, probably, in all likelihood, the actual cheddar cheese capital of the world.
Come in, HQ.
I gotta admit, I'm not overly familiar on my cheese capital, so you may have to cut me a little slack on that. This is a very strange starting position.
Strike 1 is free to engage
I have to
hostile
assume we're
targets
almost
at
going to
the
be able to
crash
get
site.
sight on an enemy immediately, because there's almost always a pod over here. So the question is, do we want to do that? I think the answer is yes. So let's just bring Joni Joan over here to take a peek. She has no vision on anything. It's very interesting. Alright then, how do we want to approach this? I mean, we have to assume that we're going to have resistance in that UFO. We're just going to.
Roger, Dodger.
So let's, I mean, there's going to be a pod in a UFO. There's always a pod in a UFO. So let's set up to sort of prepare the invasion of that.
Moving to position.
Then we can worry about the rest of the map as it comes.
Got it covered.
Take it as it comes, folks. One day at a time. We're going 12-step on this stuff. Mark Twain, get in position. Make sure and let us know about the literary offenses of Fenimore Cooper, of course. That's one of your main duties in Project XCOM here is to keep an eye on James Fenimore Cooper's whereabouts. Because that guy can't fucking be trusted. That James Fenimore Cooper, he's a wily one. Gotta keep an eye on that bastard. Well, there's our first turn. Let's see what the aliens come back with. I mean, there's gonna be an outsider in this ship. There's gonna be. We also hear some drones. It sounded like it was coming from maybe over in the direction of that barn. Probably would not be a bad idea to have a battle scanner go in here. Who has one? St. Joan. I'd rather not throw St. John's if at all possible. Oh, there we go. We got Wong here who's got one. All right, Wong.
Got it.
Do you know Wong here? Do a good job is kind of what I'm getting at in the most racially insensitive way possible. All right, Chun, what do you got? I could also make a Wang Chung joke if I were so inclined, but I'm not so inclined. All right, there's our outsider. So we did, in fact, find the son of a bitch. Do we want to go in after him, or do we want to make him come to us? I really think possibly the right move might be trying to make him come to us. And then set up a little Overwatch for him. Little Overwatch trappy. Little trapperoo. Alright, so we're going to send St. Joan forward. Put St. Joan on Overwatch for this turn. Yeah, you're fine, Jane Austen. Settle down. Let's get Abu Bakar over here. We're going to put him down behind this rock. Don't you spawn that pod. Alright, rookie. I was a little upset with you for a moment. This is actually a very dangerous place to assault us from, because all we have is half cover, and as we learned, to our tragic detriment last mission, being in half cover while faced off against an outsider is sort of a real fucking shitty idea. Janie, we want you on Overwatch. Basically, you need full cover against these bastards because they have very, very excellent aim. Old Simo paid the price for us to learn that lesson. I mean, it was a valuable lesson, no doubt, but still, it's a tough price to pay. Oh, tell me that was not a dash. Please tell me that was not a dash. Don't have been a dash. Excellent. It was absolutely dash. Fuck. All right then. So we're in a bit of a pickle. We got Chung Wong is at least in full cover. We need everyone to be able to shoot if this guy decides he wants to come forward and sort of tinker with us. We'd also like to get St. Joan around in a potentially flanking position, but we want cover between us and the enemy. Let's Abu Bakar. Let's get you on Overwatch. Janie, we got to get you. We're gonna have you fall back, and we want you on Overwatch as well.
Roger that.
So the team is on Overwatch with the exception of Joan. How do we have Joan of Arc approach this is the question. I gotta assume she's not gonna be visible from this tile. I think we can take advantage. Excellent. Alright, so we're gonna have Joan of Arc stand right where she's at. We're gonna have her go on Overwatch. We're gonna try and do a little bit of game playing. Oh shit. We got drones coming up on our flank. These guys are gonna draw out some of our Overwatch. That's really unfortunate. Also, the fact that Mark Twain whiffed is pretty unfortunate. Yeah, that was a Tom Sawyer detective caliber performance there, Mark. It's not like the regular Adventures of Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn. This was one of the shitty sequels that nobody remembers you actually wrote, sir. Moeller also. Moeller with the kill, though. The rookie doing some solid work for us. Here comes the outsider. We should be getting Jane Austen. Big Jane! Jane Austen sensibly delivering a quality amount of damage for us there. That's very sensible work, ma'am. We got so fucking lucky on that. It was that's unspeakably lucky. I was trying to take advantage of the fact that she would simply be out of line of sight in that position. Clearly, that did not happen, but we got extraordinarily lucky. That being said, however, we've still got to do plenty of damage on our outsider friend here, and sensible Jane Austen does not have a miraculous shot. Abu Bakar, how are you looking here, friend? You have 2 shots, neither one of them is particularly good. Mark Twain is a little better off, and Sammy can shoot twice for us. This is one of the reasons why we brought some of the more experienced troopers along on this gig. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Since Jane Austen is more, or rather, since Joan of Arc is more versatile than Jane Austen, we're going to bring Chung Wong in, have her take the can't-miss flank shot. Nicely done, a 5 damage critical. That's some solid output. And theoretically, we could get Jane over to fire at some of those drones. Abu Bakar, you also could theoretically fire at a drone from a reasonable position of cover. Samuel Clemens will probably have just stay right where he is. So the question is, do we take in Joan of Arc? Yeah, I think we do. I think employing the Maid of Orleans here to rescue our beleaguered trooper is the right move. I mean, this is what we got her to do. I mean, this is Joan of Arc's mission. This mission didn't even come from us, folks. This is, I mean, she's on a mission from fucking God here. Now, granted, you could say that, you know, maybe Jesus has been giving her a subtle but not completely irrelevant talking to between missions in the barracks. I mean, that also would stand to follow. Little Janie Austin's going to take a 52%er for us here. No dice. That's all right, Jane. We still love you.
That is not good.
Yeah, well, it's no worse than what happened to Mr. Darcy. So don't worry about it too much. Samuel Clemens coming up. He heard our crack about that crack we made about Tom Sawyer Detective. Yeah, wow. Samuel Clemens is having none of that. He is just not really handling the negative review of one of his lesser works particularly well at all. That's all right, Mark. I mean, Huckleberry Finn's a goddamn masterpiece, and you wrote that too. You got nothing to feel guilty about, son. And, you know, the literary offenses of Fenimore Cooper is one of the finest pieces of satirical writing ever completed, and that's a notch in your cap as well. And so we have some sectoids. We may still have 2 pods of sectoids at work on this map, actually. We got the visual and audio clue from one over in this direction, but we got another one from, I think, maybe over in this area. So we may do some very cautious exploratory here. Let's just let's take our time and sort of come at this. That's no cover. Wow. I was hoping we could get a reload for Chung Wong, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So our little Ricky's going to be our forward scout. Don't really like where Jane Austen is either. Jane, why don't you go ahead and reload while we've got an opportunity? We're going to overwatch around the horn. Sammy needs a reload too.
Scanning.
Let's dash to here.
Okay, shwoosh.
Unless there's a pod over here, which I don't even think can be a potential spawn position for the enemy. Yeah, we're okay. We'll be able to have St. Joan take a look outside there for us. Yeah, we've definitely got enemies over here then. Okay. We've got some sectoids and possibly drones over there as well. So what we may want to do is reconsider having St. Joan peek around that corner until we've got troopers in a little better firing solution. Let's bring Moeller over here then. Ah, shit. Alright, so there's our drones. So Moeller has activated 3 drones. We've definitely got sectoids and another pod of aliens out there. Moeller, all things considered, is not in a terrible position. We can afford to go ahead and slap him on Overwatch. We're going to have St. Joan sort of fall back, actually. I don't like where she's at. I don't want to risk having her pop a pod, so we're going to bring old... God damn it, Joan. Well, that boned us. We do have Overwatch from Moeller here. No luck, however. What can we say? That's what happens, folks, when you employ a zealot. Sometimes they act without necessarily thinking a situation through fully, and that's exactly what St. Joan has done to us here. Alright, so we're going to go on Overwatch then. Commander. This guy is exposed. His Overwatch is burned. We're not looking solid. Things were going so well just a moment ago, and now look at us.
Aye, aye.
It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. The wheels are coming off. We got to get Mark Twain on Overwatch. I'd like to get Jane Austen sort of up into the fight, but I'm not really sure we have great opportunities to employ Janie, so we're going to bring her over here and put her on Overwatch.
I got my eyes on.
Abu Bakar is going to take cover behind this stack of crates. He's going to go on Overwatch as well. And we may have to rely on the Maid of Orleans here to sort of get us out of the pickle that she sunk us into. She put us in this jar. She better be able to slurp out the brine and take care of it. Mine fray? Yeah. Oh, wow! I gotta say, we're getting remarkable performance from Moeller here. The guy has resisted a mine fray, which is pretty goddamn remarkable for a rookie. He's connected with a vital Overwatch shot that got a kill.
Target still up.
Doing some fine work for us here. Somebody needs to hit this drone. Jane Austen. There we go. That's the sensible thing to do, Jane.
Taken care of.
No pride, no prejudice in that kill. It's just doing what needs to be done. Jane Austen took no pleasure in that.
Cover my flank.
We got double moves then for the rest of Team Drone. That is in fact not the case. But this guy took a double move anyway because apparently he likes Overwatch. Not sure what his motivation was there, but it doesn't matter because Mark Twain had no clue either. Couldn't get the hit. I gotta assume that guy's gonna be relatively easy to kill on our next turn, however. This guy's going for Wong. Here's Wong with the reaction fire. Nice kill, Wong! And little Wong can do no Wong, folks. That was definitely the white move. Alright, that's enough of that, I think. I've probably milked that premise for all it's worth.
Okay.
Let's take Abu Bakar here. We're going to have him back up. 54%. Let's go ahead and take that. That's pretty solid. And by pretty solid, I mean, you know, firing well away from the target. This has got to be an almost guaranteed hit, right? Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, we're going to take this shot. There we go. And Moeller continues his campaign of terror. Man, these aliens, I tell you, they don't know what hit them. We're going to have Jane Austen with another non-prejudicial kill, folks. I mean, you pick a fight with Jane Austen, she's going to fucking put the smackdown on you because that's what Jane Austen does. And that just leaves old Samuel Clemens here with a 46% shot at our little sectoid friend. Sammy cannot get the job done for us. Joan, St. Joan, how close can you get to that guy? Pretty much right up his butthole. All right, then. It's time for the patented French warrior maiden charge. We're going to send St. Joan in, and she's going to shotgun this prick from close quarters. And he had a friend. That is unfortunate. This is a kill for certain, however. Alright, so we need somebody to try and maybe cover Jane's badly... I keep calling her Jane. Having Jane Austen and Joan of Arc on the same mission is not necessarily a fantastic idea. Was there a drone over here we didn't kill? Oh, shit. Wong couldn't save us. We forgot a drone. There was one more than we expected, and that's going to mean we're in some not great positions here. Fortunately for us, the drone deciding to take a very foolish double move. Highly questionable choice from Team Alien. This guy's at best going to take one shot. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Well, St. Joan has freaked right the shit out. And St. Joan of Arc is in pretty... She's in a pretty tough... I mean, this is just like when they tried her to the stake. I mean, she's in not a good position.
Roger that.
Joan's gonna be sweating that one. Oh, come on, Clemens. That's the best you can do? You gotta be shitting me on that one.
Roger that.
Alright, so we're gonna have to advance and draw some... Try and get some Overwatch. Nobody can see that drone, and Wong is out of ammo. Please tell me you have a... You don't. I was hoping Wong would have a flashbang, but, just not to be. So in the one case where we said Wong can do no Wong, of course she immediately does Wong, and we're boned. We're gonna have to move Wong here to this full cover and have her reload. I don't necessarily like this move at all, except that it will likely force... It will likely force one of those units to move, but that drone is still around. He's lurking on the other side of that tractor. This would give him a flank shot, but in order to get it, he would have to take a lot of Overwatch. One of you guys has got a hit here. Muller, Clemens, Akubar, Austin, somebody. Alright, it took the entire team, but they got the job done. So I gotta think this is gonna go badly for Joan of Arc here. Yeah, this does not look good. She's not flanked, and she is hunkered down. Shooting at Wong? Mind fraying Wong. Alright, so Wong has panicked. That's unfortunate. Let's hope that St. Joan will have recovered her wits enough, and she has. Alright, this game is over then. St. Joan is not going to take this shit from a little sectoid. Nobody puts fear into the heart of the Maid of Orleans. She knew no fear. Come on. What are you thinking? Come on. Arguably, she was too crazy to be afraid, but, you know, that's up to historians to decide, not necessarily us. Wiser men than us can make those kinds of research claims, whether or not that she was mentally unstable or, in fact, a magnificent hero, remains to be seen. Could go either way. Personally, my money's on hero. I like the thought of a little dedicated warrior of God traipsing around medieval France. I like it. Chung Wong here, picking up a promotion. That's nice. Another gunner, another scout sniper, and another support. Excellent. So it looks like Muller may become a medic for us, which is good. We needed another medic. St. Joan is going to spend 13 days in the infirmary being patched up by the friendly and skilled nuns in the infirmary to sort of give her the palliative care that she will need. That's good. We'd like to see St. Joan back in fighting action as soon as possible. Picked up some sectoid corpses, some Illyrium alloys, weapon fragments, which we desperately needed, and that will give us enough weapon fragments to perform our next beam laser research. That will likely be our next project. We also picked up 20 meld and another flight computer. Man, we've been hauling in the flight computer components. We have 2, I think, already. No, we have 3 flight computers already. Wow, I may sell one. We only need 2 for the research, and we're a damn long way away from building a firestorm. I think selling one of these might be the right move. What would we use the money for? That's the question. What do we need the credits for? Nothing right now is the answer to that question. So we're going to hang on to this, but we will part with one of these flight computers if we need to. Thanks, Bradford. What'd you run out of liquor down in the barracks? So you thought you'd come pester me in the hopes that I would take your position for a moment so you could nip off to the supply closet and grab one of your bottles of Southern Comfort? Yeah, I'm onto your schemes. We could turn this into credits immediately, but I think the right move... Oh, if we build one, we could build a scope. We could start it up and build a scope. No, I think we're going to hold on to it. And rather than sell it and just hold on to the credits, I'm going to keep it as a flight computer because, of course, credits can be hacked, things of that nature. Really, this is the most secure way that you could possibly sort of bankroll cash, which is another reason why we're holding on to these sectoid corpses and drone wrecks. We could sell them and just have the cash sort of sitting idle in the bank, but it's actually more secure as something that can't be stolen. So
we've been picking up some odd transmissions lately.
That a fact, Bradford?
Some nut calling himself Commander Straker has been all over the news ranting about shadow operatives.
Very interesting. Are you sure that you weren't just accidentally watching X-Men 2, X-Men United, Bradford, and that you confused the words Straker and Striker? I mean, Stryker was sort of the guy in charge of the Weapon X project, kind of the person who bonded Wolverine's skeleton with adamantium. Are you sure you weren't just watching a movie? I mean, you know what Hugh Jackman looks like. So, I mean, Hugh Jackman hung out with you on a number of occasions. You've seen that actor before. Hugh Jackman was sort of on your team.
That equipment should
so was Halle
passed on
Berry,
directly
for that
to the
matter,
research
Bradford.
team.
Are you sure you're not just confused about the whole X-Men thing? I mean, X-Men, XCOM, I can understand the confusion. They're sort of similar. No? All right. Well, I'll just go ahead and wrap things up then, Bradford. But I'm coming down there to take a look at your DVD player and see what's slotted in it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support is appreciated on a new series like our second playthrough here. And if you'd like to see more daily XCOM, including every episode of this playthrough, consider subscribing as well. For now, however, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.